Holiday shopping can be just a lot and not that much fun. So this year, I'm keeping it simple and enjoying every minute shopping with Quince. Their home goods are the perfect touch to my own home as well as perfect for gifting. Quince offers the kinds of gifts that people actually love and use. Luxurious soft throws, beautiful bedding, and handcrafted pieces that make every space feel a little bit more elevated. I'm adding the Quince European Linen Gingham Tablecloth to my holiday table this year. Quince offers the quality you'd find at high-end home stores, but at half the price. Quince is helping me spruce up my home for the holidays, and it can spruce up yours as well, and also make your gifting so much simpler. Gift the home essentials everyone's been meaning to buy themselves with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. Woohoo! That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT.
Shopify's point of sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. Need a fast and secure way to take payments in person? We've got you covered. How about card readers you can rely on anywhere you sell?
Thanks. Have a good one.
Yep, that too. Want one place to manage all your online and in-person sales? That's kind of our thing. Wherever you sell, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/listen. Shopify.com/listen.
Is your house making you sick? Hi, I'm Anita Joyce here with Kelly Wellness, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks. And today we are talking about wellness and decorating your house and making it safe for your health, because there are a lot of choices people are making that really are not healthy for their bodies.
Yes, Anita, we have so many tips today, and I'm really excited about this episode because I think that our goal always is to make people happier in their home and make it feel like their sanctuary. And maybe the idea of it making you healthier in all aspects, in mind and body, kind of gets overlooked with the pretty things, because design is about a lot of things, right? It is about beauty. It is about color. It's about symmetry and balance and all of that. But the most powerful aspects and results of good design is the opportunity to positively impact and improve someone's health and happiness and well-being. And I feel that very strongly about what we do here at Decorating Tips and Tricks, what we do with our consult clients, and what I do with my private clients, is we want you to live better in your house. And that really does mean gaining the knowledge, understanding how your home can support your health, and then acting intentionally upon it, right? So pretty and beautiful, lovely is so important to us. The aesthetics are so important because we really do feel that that impacts your mental well-being. But there is also taking it one step further, which is focusing on wellness in design, which is more mind, yes, but more body as well.
Well, and it's so important these days because there are so many very destructive chemicals that are in our environment now. I don't think we needed to focus on it so much before because I don't think there was so much that was so dangerous. So it just seems like it's coming, it's bombarding us from everywhere. There's so many things about the way people live in the Western world with their homes that it's just not very good for their health. So we're going to talk about some of those today because we want you to have a beautiful home that is healthy for you.
Everybody's talking about wellness and mindfulness and all of this, but are we really understanding how our homes can be better designed to support that? The wellness industry, I came upon this number as I was doing my research, as of 2023 is a $5.6 trillion industry. Now, that does not mean that you need to spend a lot to have a home that supports your body and mind and your wellness. It just means that people are thinking about this, but maybe they're out buying something, or maybe they're out taking a class or going to a spa or something like that.
Sometimes it's about not buying something.
Yes, or having the information to buy the right thing. So that's a lot about what we're going to talk about today. And I think that this is going to be a really important episode for people. I think it's going to get people on the road to being healthier and happier in their homes. And that is our ultimate goal.
All right, let's talk about fresh air, because they have done so much to help economize and make your home energy efficient that we've blocked off all the ways that cold or hot air can get in your house, or the conditioned air that's hot or cold can leave your house, which is great for your bill, for your electrical bill, but not so great for breathing fresh air. You need to get some fresh air in your home. Open those windows, open the doors, get some fresh air in your house. I think that's so important. And it is nice to kind of air things out. So I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, definitely proper ventilation is a terrific start. You want to choose low VOC paints and finishes where you can. Almost every single one of the paint manufacturers has a low VOC option now. So you just definitely want to look into that and make those choices. Natural materials over synthetics. Now, of course, we talked to you about, oh, you can get this great rug at Safavia and it's only $149. Yes, because budgetary concerns, beauty, the rug might just be the right color. It doesn't mean you can't choose something that's made with synthetic materials, but understand what that means. We also, in conjunction with talking to you about rugs like that, talk to you about off-gassing, and that's not a great thing. So you have to strike a balance, just like you need to strike a balance in everything that you do. So you will be able to do that better for yourself and for your home overall when you have the information. So choosing wool over a polypropylene rug is going to be better for the air quality in your home because something's coming off that rug.
Well, yes. And, I've always been a proponent for the wool rugs. I feel like those wool rugs hold up better than any other type of material. And you keep hearing about, use these synthetic perennial fabrics because they repel stains and everything. Well, I have linen slipcovers, and with the exception of the Sharpie, they have repelled everything that has been thrown at them for over 10 years. So I just keep them washed. And then the wool rugs repel a lot of stains also because of the natural lanolin in them. So there's a lot to be said for these natural fibers.
Right. And so that is great information to have. If you're like me and you have 3 dogs and you're like, I really want to stay in the cheap rug department, then make sure that you have better ventilation and you're opening windows. And so indoor plants, not just decor, they're going to help remove some things from the air. They're going to help with humidity levels. It's just great to have them around for so many reasons. Try an air purifier, especially if you live in an urban atmosphere. I had never had an air purifier in my home. We leave the windows open, and I thought, well, that's silly. I don't need to be purifying the air that's coming from the outside. But in the course of our podcast, we were asked to promote Air Doctor, and we don't promote anything unless we've tried it. And so they sent an air purifier, and it's incredible. It is in our bedroom, and boy, does it do a job. And boy, am I shocked every time I need to change and clean the filters. So enough being said on that. If you haven't tried an air purifier, especially if you have animals in your home, I think it's a really great thing for you to try. Water filtration system. That might sound, expensive. I didn't do it when I did my kitchen, whatever. You can think about things that you can either attach to your faucet, not that attractive, but maybe you get a Brita, maybe you get something that's in the fridge. And on the extending the water, not just for drinking water, preventing unwanted water from getting in because mold is a real problem.
What about room darkening shades or curtains? This isn't going to keep toxins out of the room, but it's very important that you get good quality sleep. And if you're not sleeping well, then you are going to be subject to a lot of health issues that you can have, because they're saying now more and more that you need a lot of sleep and good quality sleep. So it's very important to have the room dark. So think about using room darkening shades. Think about, is there light coming under the door? And also you want to check and see, is the light coming in blue light? Are you looking at your screens after dark? Because that is going to disrupt your circadian rhythm. So it's not just light coming in, but especially blue light. You want to be blocking all of that. If you're looking at your devices after dark, be sure that you have them in the evening mode, where it's more of a red light versus the blue light. And again, keep that light from coming in from outside. Use some room darkening shades. And then if you have a lot of light coming in under your door, can you turn the lights out? They're out in the hallway. Or can you just put something like maybe a towel under that door to block the light coming in your room?
I do that when I go to hotels all the time, because, they always have the light on in the hallway, as they should. But I do cover the bottom.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
With a towel, like you suggested, or I bring a little face cloth out from the bathroom or something, and I drape it over whatever little red lights might be bleeping, like the TV, and I unplug.
And they're never red; they're blue, which is terrible for your sleep.
And I unplug the clocks that they still have, because really, who needs a clock? Because you got your phone anyway.
Do you know we stayed someplace and there was a night light, a bright blue light in the bathroom? Could not unplug it. It was built into the outlet. I was so frustrated.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Light is absolutely everything. It is one of the biggest contributors to our well-being, whether it's letting in natural light or blocking it out, as Anita talked about, in the evening, or when you're trying to sleep, and getting your circadian rhythms in sync. So consider the natural light in rooms in your home when you're deciding which room to use for which purpose. I mean, sometimes it is dictated. You're not going to have your bedroom be what should really be the dining room right off the front door, the first floor, when you can have a bedroom upstairs. But if you do have a choice of bedrooms and one is darker, maybe north facing, perhaps choose that as your bedroom, because that's going to be easier to keep darker in the evening when you're in there most of the time. And maybe choose another room that could be a bedroom as your office, because maybe that gets better natural light. So just think about how to use your rooms in sync with the way the natural light is coming into the home. And layered lighting, well, do I need to say it anymore? Layered lighting, right? Ambient, task, and accent should be in every room. That's going to help you do anything you're trying to do in the room. It's also going to help you try to sleep. It's going to keep your circadian rhythms more on track. And we talk about removing window treatments all the time because we like that look. Maybe that's something you should consider if you've got heavy window treatments, or if they're just positioned in a way that they're blocking a lot of the glass, therefore blocking a lot of the light. Or we're always saying, hang them wide, hang them high. Mm-hmm. Just change your rod. You can even keep the same curtains. Just keep the rod at the same place, but wider. Extend it if it's telescoping, or get a wider rod. So when the draperies are open, they're actually living on the wall and the casing, not over the glass.
Well, it's interesting you talk about this, because this was one of the things that I wanted to mention, is the value of sunlight coming into your home. So I think that's really important, that, like you said, that the windows are such that they're maybe not open all day, but that the curtains, the shades, everything is moved away so that you're getting that sunlight in, because you are getting UV rays and some other rays from the sun that are good for you. This natural light is healthier for you. If you're in fluorescent lighting all day, that's not really that good for you. I mean, they're really kind of studying all these wavelengths of light, and that natural sunlight is really the healthiest, of course, for you to be around. So you really want to maximize that. And, there's a mood boost with that. It does help your mood. So there's just so many things, and it helps that circadian rhythm. It's important to get that sunlight into your house. So that's the first thing that we do when we get up in the morning is we pull up all the shades. We have bamboo shades. I just pull them all the way up, and we do have curtains, but they're pushed to the side. I mean, we never close the curtains. So it's just the shades. We open them up as far as I can reach and just let that sun pour in.
Travel light and arrive lovely with Jones Road Miracle Balm. This is the best makeup that I have ever used. If you haven't tried Jones Road Beauty yet, you must. The Miracle Balm by Jones Road is a game changer. No more heavy makeup, no more creases, no more smudging, just a glow all day long. So with the holiday events and parties coming up and perhaps some travel, Jones Road is your go-to makeup brand. Starting November 6th, Jones Road launched their most giftable and exclusive holiday collection yet. All 5 limited edition kits in the collection are trios that include new holiday shades, products, and packaging. The collection is full of effortless yet party-ready essentials that you can wear for any occasion. They make the perfect gift for beauty lovers or someone just starting out with makeup, or even a little treat for yourself. This holiday season, simplify your routine with makeup that's clean, strategic, and multifunctional. And don't miss out on Jones Road limited edition holiday sets. They won't be here for long, and once they're gone, they are gone. Also, as a treat for our listeners, you'll get a free cool gloss on your first purchase when you use code DTT at checkout. Head to jonesroadbeauty.com and use code DTT at checkout. After your purchase, Jones Road's going to ask you where you heard about them, and please support our show and tell them that DTT sent you. Now go get your glow on. So we've done air quality and ventilation. We talked about lighting. Another one of the big top 3 in wellness design is acoustics and noise control.
Oh, yeah.
And noise is one of the biggest hidden stressors. We love construction and we love renovation, but it happens a lot around where I am.
Yeah. Well, and you're close. You're close to your neighbors. So, yeah.
I'm doing it a lot too, so I can't complain, but I do feel stressed when I hear that all day long, or the tree trimmers are coming and they're 3 doors down and you're like, yeah, all day long. So think about that. So in your own home, there might be noise stressors that you can control. You can't control necessarily if your neighbor is going to have their trees trimmed, but you can control the noise and the acoustics in your own home. So soft materials to absorb. We talk about it in our more aesthetic design episodes. We always talk about adding some softness to the space. You know, we talk about there's a lot of hard surfaces, particularly in kitchens and in dining rooms, right? Because you've got wood in this and glass that and appliances and all these things. So you want to add the softness. And, you know, when you're choosing the materials to add the softness, consider natural materials. Think about how that might impact your overall wellness, and, you know, do a cost benefit analysis and decide what you can afford. And maybe every single item can't be pure and organic or Belgian linen or wool, but some of those things maybe can be, and start to add those in. This was one that I didn't really even consider, but solid core doors for acoustics and noise control. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that can be a problem. And, you know, some houses you can really hear in the upstairs what's going on downstairs, or the other way around when there's walking. And you know what I just really struggle with is when I used to go visit my mom and the TV would be on really loud all day long.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I could not handle it. I mean, it caused me so much stress. I just couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, you have got to turn that down while I'm here. Or just, here's an idea. Let's just turn it off.
I know. Does anyone have the same experience when they go to get their mammogram, which you all, I hope, are doing every year? Why in those waiting rooms, a doctor's waiting room, and for whatever reason, I seem to wait at that one a long time, or maybe it just feels like it. They always have the TV on with some like like sad, stupid movie that's like 15 or 20 years old.
Do they have breast cancer in the movie?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
This is depressing.
It's so bad, and you can't. And it's like a train wreck. You're like, yeah, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to hear that. Even when you have your AirPods in or whatever, you still hear it. It's still there, and your eye goes to. Oh, it drives me crazy. Zoning layouts for quiet versus active areas. Maybe don't put the playroom right next to your office.
Good point. What about your outdoor views? We've been talking about sounds and light, but what about those views? This is something, and maybe it's just me, but this is so important to me that I have a beautiful view. And, right now I have these beautiful fields in front of me, rolling hills, a farmhouse off in the distance. There's a barn, bales of hay. It's beautiful. I love the views. And you might be saying, well, but I'm in a neighborhood, I can't have those kind of views. And I completely understand that, but there are some things that you can do. And we were, in the middle of the city in Houston in the Heights, and, the houses, I mean, you could have jumped from our roof to the neighbor's roof. But, when we were looking for houses, I was trying to find something that had a view maybe across from the park. I was always looking for something like that. And there's one place we almost bought that was next to the cemetery. And of course, it didn't bother me because I knew they weren't going to build anything there. So I thought I would buy this house. I know some people don't like that, but maybe if you're buying something, look for something, what is your view going to look like? I mean, I don't know that people really think about that. When you open your windows, what are you going to see if you buy this house? So, and maybe you've already bought the house, and so it's kind of set, but maybe there are some views that you can improve. Maybe it's your backyard, but you can do some planting where you look out the back and you see that planting. Maybe you can see a little sitting area. I think there are some things that you can do. Some of it you have control over. Those are some things to think about, but I cannot tell you how much joy I get from looking out my window and seeing a beautiful view.
Think about your landscaping to improve your indoor quality of life. Right? It's beautiful outside, but how many times are you walking on the side of your house, even walking in the front of your house? Beautiful shrubbery and perennial beds and beautiful things in the front of your house. We love curb appeal, but it's mostly for the people that are walking by and driving by, walking their dogs and whatnot. It's how many times are you sitting in your front yard? So think about it. Of course, you want it beautiful from the exterior looking towards the house, but really give some consideration for what it's going to do for your view from the inside of the house. Where can you maybe add some green, some taller hedges, and maybe we'll block something that is not a view you want to be seeing, or give you the sense of more privacy if you have neighbors that are close by. So look at where you are in your home, the windows that you look out of most of the time, and see, hey, maybe I can add a row of hedges here, and that's going to really improve the overall feel from the inside out. I did something on the side of the house. Is shady, sort of challenging. The house next door is not far away. You have a city limitation of a 6-foot fence, and I really don't want to be looking at a fence anyway out of the side of my living room windows. So what I did is I had my handyman help me, and we built a base for some raised beds so they're even higher because my house is tall, and so we needed to get some more height. So we put the raised beds on top of this platform that he had built for me, and I put in camellias. They really like the shade or the dappled sun, and right now they're winter blooming. It is so lovely. The camellias have these dark leaves, and they're big white flowers, and I underplanted them with some ferns. So now I have these beautiful plants which will just grow and grow. And so I would suggest doing something like that. Also think about, where is your furniture placed? We often see in the consults, and I get it, a couch facing the TV, just the TV, or a couch facing a wall, even worse. Maybe if you're going to replace that couch and you need to look at the TV, maybe get an L sectional, because maybe that other part of the L looks out of a sliding glass door out into your beautiful backyard. So try to position furniture in a way that takes advantage of your beautiful outdoor views. Even if you can't replace a big sofa or you don't want to, and you want to be, dead center on the TV, find another area where you can put a chair and a little side table where you can be looking out the window.
I think that's a great idea. And take advantage of those beautiful views. Upstairs, there's usually some nicer views. If you don't have great ones downstairs, you might have a lovely view. Make sure you have some place to sit where you can enjoy that view. Another thing to think about, going back to the toxic stuff in your home, are your cleaning products. So think about your laundry detergent, dishwashing soap, glass cleaners, shampoos, hand soaps, dryer sheets. Don't use those. Use wool dryer balls instead. Yeah. But all these things can really emit a lot of toxins. I think we did an episode on those too, didn't we, Kelly?
We did.
I'll link to that as well.
Sleep-friendly spaces. We talked about maybe choosing a bedroom that's north-facing, that's a little bit darker, because most of the time you're going to be sleeping in there at night. And so it's okay if it's a darker room. You're probably not in there too much during the day. Anita said no blue light in the evening, and she's a great proponent of that. Mattress quality, breathable bedding. We've got tons of episodes on that. Blackout curtains, I think we mentioned. And then think about the ideal temperature. It is said that the ideal sleeping temperature is between 65 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. If somebody really likes to have their surroundings be warmer, I think it really does impact your sleep. Mm-hmm. I've gotten used to sleeping in a colder room, and I do think I sleep a lot better. So maybe if you have a partner that likes it a little bit warmer, they can just bundle up or get one of those mattresses that have different temperatures.
Oh, mm-hmm. Well, the other thing is the ceiling fan, which I know you greatly dislike, Kelly, but we have to live with them here in Texas. It is so hot, and we don't have it at 70 degrees in the summer. It's just, I don't know, even want to think about what that electricity bill would be. So we use the ceiling fans a lot, and they do cool the feeling of the air in the room. So, I mean, that's something you can do as well.
Declutter your bedroom for sure. It's going to reduce your stress level monumentally, but declutter your entire home. That is not a way to live with having to walk over things. Right? If there's a hindrance or there's something that's stressful in the corner, a pile of stuff you're supposed to do, like say in your bedroom, if you're also using it as an office, if you can stop doing that, that's a great idea. You don't want to wake up looking at the pile of stuff you didn't do yesterday. You don't want to walk over the pile of laundry that needs to be folded and put away. You really need to try to declutter and de-stress, because it's not just stuff. It's stress that you're creating around your home. And that is not wellness design. So we really want to have a hard look at our homes and see what we're doing to make it more stressful and how we can alleviate that.
That is so true. You're right. That is really stressful. And again, it may not be a toxin, but it is something that affects your wellness. If you are in a very cluttered space, it is stressful for anybody. Another thing to think about are grounding sheets or mats, and we use these here, and I have seen a difference with like inflammation in my body. They really do help reduce that. So that's a great thing to do for your body. And there's lots of different products you can use. And my brother said, well, you could just get this walking around he's an electrical engineer. He said, you could just get this walking outside on the ground. You can get the grounding effect. And I said, well, that's right. But out here we have copperheads, fire ants, and scorpions. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time walking around barefoot. No, I'll just use my grounding sheets.
Yeah. You're not going to be tiptoeing through your prairie out there.
No,
barefoot.
I'm not. Okay. I'm not. A neighbor told me she was using grounding sheets, but she kind of thinks after she washed them a bunch, because they have silver thread in them, that they lost their conductivity. So I kind of thought, oh, that's a good point. So I actually switched to a grounding mat that's for your mattress. So you're exposed to that for at least 8 hours or however long you're sleeping. I'll include a link to the one that I'm using.
Yeah, definitely do. Spaces that support rituals. So I would think about this in conjunction with a sleep ritual. How are you winding down for the day? What are the steps that you take to get yourself ready to go to sleep? And on the flip side, you might have a morning ritual. And I'm not necessarily talking about what skin products you're using or do you floss, but you should be flossing, or don't you floss, but sort of how you move through that time in your home. Okay, I'm going to say it because it's us. Fluff the pillows. Do you put things back where they're supposed to be? Do you sort of ready the main common areas for the next day? So when you wake up, it doesn't look like stuff is everywhere. Do you then walk around and shut the drapes or shades? Do you turn the lights out? Do you check the locks? Do you make sure the cat is in? All the things that you do. Is it a ritual or is it sort of haphazard? Maybe think about creating a ritual, because it is not just me saying this. I have read a number of articles and listened to some podcasts about this, that creating this sort of ritual, it gets your mind and your body ready for sleep. Just in the alternative, it would get your mind and body ready to be awake for the day. What routine do you have? Can you tweak it to make it more supportive of your wellness? Maybe have a thought about that.
I'm going to have to bring up the quick furniture because the vintage furniture, the antique furniture generally does not have as many toxic fumes associated with it. For one thing, it's older. It's probably off-gassed about whatever was going on with it. But also, there's just kind of some glue in it maybe that needs to off-gas, whereas this fast furniture, it's the whole piece that could be coated with formaldehyde or something else. And I hate to say it, but I bought something. I needed something. I didn't, that was kind of inexpensive. I needed a piece of furniture, and it came. I mean, it's pretty, but I thought that thing, you could smell it. You could smell it in the room. And I knew that it was off-gassing, probably something pretty dangerous. So I actually put it was kind of one of those things that was going to be hard to return. So I just kind of put a drop cloth over it while I was in the room. And then I was able to kind of move it to a room that wasn't used so much. And then I just kind of let it off gas for quite a while with nobody else around. So that's kind of what I did. But if it had been a situation where I could return it, I would have done that because you shouldn't be able to smell it like that. And I think people are buying a lot of stuff like this. And, fortunately for me, it was just this one piece. But can you imagine if we were sleeping with that in the room and maybe the whole room was full of stuff like that? I just think that can be very dangerous.
As we said in the beginning, it's knowledge and acting on the information with intention, just so you know what you're getting yourself into. That's so important, because you can't make good choices if you don't know what the information is, or even what choices there are. So this is all information for you to kind of mull over, see how it would support you, things you might want to adopt, things you might want to think about, but not purchasing things and bringing things into your home that are toxic is probably a really easy first step. And things you might want to add are antique pieces, yes, older pieces, but the colors of nature, very supportive of you. Plants, of course, but I would stay away from those green walls. I mean, I just laugh when I see these green walls in magazines and whatnot. There's no way a green wall is going to work in 99% of people's homes, and they're not going to know how to care for it. They're not going to have support it. It's a great idea maybe for a corporate office building in the lobby, and they've got some professionals in there. So don't get tricked by the green wall. Just get some plants, and they can sit in a planter on the floor or in a plant stand. Choose wood, stone, natural textures. Nature-inspired artwork is beautiful to surround yourself, and add in some circles. I talk about the circle all the time. It's an organic shape. It is very nice to have pieces of furniture or accessories that have softer edges. And so what's softer than a circle? Not too much, right? So think about maybe your coffee table could be a circle. You could have mirrors that are circles. You could have, other decor items that are circles. So that would be a nice thing to add to your aesthetics, as well as having it work to support your wellness.
Wow, we've covered a lot.
Health is wealth, said Ralph Waldo Emerson in 1886. And that holds true today and will hold true for forever. So your home should be beautiful. We want it to be beautiful. We want to help you make it beautiful. But if it's not supporting you in mind and body, then it doesn't matter how beautiful it is, right? You have to really drill down and make sure that the things that you're surrounding yourself with and things you're choosing to put into your home are actually good for you. So today we wanted to cover these great tips and give you just some things to think about, because wellness for our built environments will really reduce stress. It's going to support your healthy habits, right? Improve your sleep and mood and safety. Oh, something we didn't mention I did want to touch on is wellness as people age or as they have older family members come and live with them. Wellness can include the comfort and safety for somebody at all ages, right? So consider barrier-free showers. They're very cool and sort of, will be on trend. They are on trend, and they will continue to be because our whole population is aging. So if you're putting in a new bathroom, think about doing away with the curb, getting a linear drain, and having a barrier-free shower. Handles instead of knobs are easier to use. Again, good lighting for whatever age you are, but certainly if you've got older eyes, wider hallways and doors, and non-slip floors. So these are things to consider down the line because we are all so fabulously young. But as you age or you bring people into your home that are aging, these are good things to support people and their wellness at any period in their lives.
Very, very true. Those are excellent points. And my mother, who's at our house a lot now, I do think about her. And so we do have her in a place where she has a walk-in shower. I added extra grips onto the railing on the porch so she could step up a little better. And those are things to think about. So good points. All right. You ready for the DTT history moment?
Yes, I am.
Okay. We're going to talk about the history of the zipper. So Elias Howe Jr. received a patent in 1851 for what they called at the time an automatic continuous clothing closure, but he never marketed it. And this is
catchy.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're catching the pattern here from last time with the sewing machine. Sometimes we have patents for things, but nobody does anything with them until years later. So he never marketed, he never created, he never did anything with it. 44 years later, inventor Whitcomb Judson sold a clasp locker device that was similar to the device that Howe described in his patent. But because he was first to market, he was named the inventor of the zipper. And he debuted it at the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. And a Swedish-born electrical engineer named Gideon Sundbach worked at the factory where the zipper was being manufactured. He improved the design of the zipper and in 1913 created what would become the modern zipper. He increased the fastening elements of the teeth from 4 per inch to about 10 to 11 per inch. He also increased the opening for the teeth and made other improvements. And his patent was issued in 1917. B.F. Goodrich Company decided to use this new fastener on their rubber boots, and they called it, for the first time, a zipper. And it was 20 years before the fashion industry began to use zippers in clothing after that. And of course, now they're used broadly in a lot of home decor as well. So I thought that was very interesting.
Yes. And what would we do if we couldn't zip off those pillow covers and zip on another one?
I know. I don't know what we'd be doing. Buttoning
the
them or
envelope
something.
Closure can only go so far.
That's true.
Yes. Oh, good one. So what's your crush?
Well, my crush is in alignment with our episode, and I found some red night lights. And you can adjust how bright the light is, and I kind of have it very low. And so it's a red light, so it's not going to wake you up. It's not going to mess with your circadian rhythm. These night lights are dusk to dawn, so they're not going to be on until it gets dark. And they've been working very well, not waking me up in the night. And I'll include a link to them. I give them a big thumbs up.
So you have them in your bedroom?
In the bathroom.
Oh, in the bathroom. So just a little night light. So it's not that bright light. It's just this.
It's not bright and it's not blue.
Nice. Okay. Wow. Yes, this is right on point. Excellent.
Yes, I know. How about you? What's your crush?
I guess mine's kind of on point now. I have this lovely book in my hand. It's called A Year of Garden-Inspired Living. And it's by Linda Vader. She is the person behind Potager blog, and she's got a very robust Instagram. She has done a fabulous job designing and landscaping her home. Now she's on to another home, and she's got great tips for the garden. She's written another book, which I really enjoyed, and this is her second book. And this one is more of a sort of DIY garden-inspired ideas for throughout the year. That's why it's called A Year of Garden-Inspired Living. So it gives you some ideas of things you can grow or do, or things you can make and to gift or to have in your own home. It's just a really lovely book with lovely illustrations. And I thought this would be a really nice gift for someone, especially if somebody is a garden lover. So we'll have a link to that in the show notes.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. I really enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. And remember, we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time, fabulous, fun, wow, even better than I had hoped or expected. These are just a few of the words used to describe a DTT design consult. We've been doing consults for many years, and boy, are we good at it. And people are loving the results of the advice and suggestions that we make for them. It's so easy to schedule a consult with us. Just simply go to our website, decoratingtipsandtricks.com, and click consult. There you'll be led through the very simple process. And sooner than later, you, I, and Anita will be discussing your home in detail. So sign up for a consult today. Let us help you design and decorate the home that you want and deserve. Looking forward to talking to you soon.